G'day folks, Moz here. I've been asked about the cameras I use, particularly on the bike, so if you'd like to hang with me, I'll take you through it. Okay, well, I've been trialling a new location for one of the cameras. As you can see behind me, it's on the windscreen itself, and I've attacked, and it's this little camera here. It's a GoPro Hero 4 Sessions. Good little camera, works well. It's splash proof. However, I do have it sitting inside this casing. It's the underwater casing. I mainly use that because I really want to protect the camera, and that's what's clipped on top of the windscreen. Now, it does have capabilities for, you know, steadying out the image a bit, but as you'll see from some of the footage I'll have later on, that some of the bounces it still picks up because the windscreen has a bit of flex. Great little camera, and it is Wi-Fi if I wanted it to. I've got a little remote control that I can start the record on it, but I don't really use it because having setting it on the windscreen itself, I can just reach over and start it with the button at the top, which is this one here on the casing. On the rear of the bike, mounted off the one side of the my top box, I have this fella here. It's a Sony Steady Shot. It's a HDR AS200V, and with the mounting I can actually have it pointing directly behind me for rear shots, or I can mount it facing forward so it looks up the side of the bike facing forward. Again, I have it in a waterproof or underwater casing, mainly to protect it. These are splash proof on their own, but this gives it the added protection. The original one I have is the Sony Steady Shot. It's the HDR AZ1, and that's normally mounted on the side of my helmet. And I've been using that so I can pan around and get some reviews from whatever angle I want, wherever I'm pointing my head basically. Again, it's splash proof itself, but I do have it in an underwater casing for protection. Now, both the Sonys, they are Wi-Fi controlled, and I do have the controller, which you'll generally see sitting on the triple tree of my bike, just in front of me. It also has a little monitor so I can see where it is, and it controls both the cameras, and I can flick between them to see what sort of vision I'm getting from either or, and I can start the recordings with it, just reaching forward and doing that. So yeah, look, it's all working reasonably well. The only thing I have, which I see as a bit of a downfall for the little GoPro, is the batteries are part of the camera. So basically, when it runs flat, and I generally get about an hour and 50 minutes out of it, which isn't too bad anyway, but when it runs flat, you have to charge it again. Not so with with both the Sonys. While I'm riding, I generally get about 2 hours out of the 200V, and the one on the helmet just over an hour, and that's pretty well pulls it up. It's a small battery, but the beauty of them is I can pull up and just change the batteries for fresh ones, and away I go, and I can keep going, which is what I can't do with the GoPro. You have to actually start recharging it, and it takes several hours. So I'm very selective on how I use that to make sure I get the right shots I want. So yeah, that's basically what I use. I've got some captures coming up from a couple of days ago. I went for a ride and to test out the windscreen mount. You would have noticed from my previous upload I did have the GoPro sitting on the windscreen, but I had the settings wrong. It didn't take any videos, it just took a heap of photos, which I didn't really want. So I've got the settings right, and I went for a ride. I shot down to Cairns, then down the coast, and what you're going to see now, what I'll show you, is riding up the Gillies Range. You know, I really like the Gillies Range. I've said it many times. It is my favourite. Why is it my favourite? Well, there's 263 corners on 19 kilometres of road, which ascends 800 metres. And it's a hell of a, if you get it on your own, it's a lot of fun. And I prefer riding up than down. Down you're forever on the brakes, but riding up, it's all about throttle control and gear change. Most of the time going up in second, and some revs to keep the thing going. So, look, have a look. I've got some highlights from the ride to some music. At the end, if that tantalises you and you want to see more, I've got a link at the end of a full ride I did up the Gillies a little while back, from bottom right to the top. It goes for, I think it's about 20 minutes. So if you want to see the full length of the Gillies Range, it's there. So without further ado, here, have a look at these highlights.
Preacher said they found you, but you don't like before, so they put you in a hole, and they read me your last note. They said, I won't leave without you, I'm gonna follow where you go home. There ain't no toll along this road that I'm heading for before. I hear you howling in the moonlight, I see you hiding in the pines. You may be begging for forgiveness, you may be
hope you enjoyed that. If you do want to, as I mentioned, if you do want to have a look at the full run up the Gillies, there's a link over here that you can click on, and it'll take you to that video. So for now, thanks for watching, and cheers.